Hey, happy Wednesday, everyone. It's the middle of the week, hump day as we call it. And I hope you're having a good week. And we are slowly gliding towards the weekend. So the rest of your week, hope it goes just as well. And this is In the Raw, Unscripted, Unpracticed, Unedited Conversation. And we've been talking about the power of a changed life and the way that our life is changed is through God's mercy. So we're focusing on that. We're focusing on God's mercy. How does God's mercy change our life? And so the last video we're talking about the verse in Romans 12 in view of God's mercy, right? And so we need to keep that view in us. We have to keep that view or that mercy in our view. That's what I should say. And so the first point, and I ended the last video with this, the first point is that we need to make asking for mercy a priority. And so here's one of my favorite passages. This is Jesus teaching, and he says, "Some were confident of their own righteousness and looked down on everyone else." Jesus told this parable. Two men went up from the temple to pray. One was a Pharisee, and the other one was a tax collector. Sorry, kind of lost my place here. The other was a tax collector. The Pharisee stood up and prayed about himself. "God, I thank you that I am not like the other men, robbers, evildoers, adulterers, even like this tax collector. I fast twice a week and I give a tenth of all I get." He was, praying out loud for most likely. And the tax collector is probably hearing this. The tax collector stood at a distance and he would not even look up to heaven, but he beat his breast and said, "God, have mercy on me because I'm a sinner." So think about this for a second. The reason why people tell stories is so you can engage in your imagination and envision what's happening. See this. Two people are sitting in the church, the temple, as Jesus called it. And one guy thinks he's got it all together. He's praying about how good he is, and the other guy is off at a distance, over in a corner in the back of the room, and he's overwhelmed with what his life looks like. He can't even look up to pray. He can't even look up to heaven to pray. His head is down, and he's obviously so overcome by his sin. And all he can say is this: "God, have mercy on me. I'm a sinner. I'm not perfect. Please have mercy on me." This is the first step that we need to take. If you want to be changed by God's mercy, you have to ask for it. You have to make asking for it a priority. God's mercy for us begins with forgiveness. It begins with forgiving us of our sins, so we don't have to carry the consequences of our mistakes, our own imperfections, and so we don't have to deal with that. Nobody is perfect. We know that. And God says, "I've got a free gift for you. Here it is." And it's excellent. The only thing that's weird about this gift, it's kind of hard to wrap your mind around, is that you have to accept it. Like, God doesn't take this gift and shove it down your throat and make you accept his mercy. You need to accept it, his forgiveness. He gives everybody the ability to choose. Everybody has the ability to come before him and say, "This is for me. I accept it." Or you can say, "This is not for me." You have the choice, right? You have to make a conscious decision to make asking for mercy a priority. And so think for a moment about your priorities. Think about the things that are important to you. Consider what you do when things go wrong. What do you do, or who do you turn to to make a decision? you know, um, and sometimes it's dreadful. You dread making those decisions, right? I wish I could go back and do that over again. Sometimes we say, right? Have you ever wanted to go back in time? You know, I've regretted some things that I've done in the past, and you know what it's like. What do you do that moment after you've done something that's dumb, that's stupid, that's wrong, and you know, very few stop to think about God's mercy. You know, but it's there. God's mercy is there, and you know, we kind of brush it under the rug, kind of try to ignore it. You know, we want to blame others. That's pretty common, right? But most of the time, what do? We beat ourselves, and we just carry this guilt inside of us. I know, you know, that we all have guilt. I know that. And stuff that we've done because of stuff we've done in the past. You know, maybe it's something I did last night, or something you told, you know, that you did this morning, and you regret it. And we're hanging on this guilt, you know, and we're hanging on to this burden that's killing us. And so we need to understand that God's mercy is there. All we need to do is ask for it. So we need to make it a priority to ask for God's mercy. All we have to do is say, God, please have mercy on me. I need you. I've messed up. And, you know, we have to have the courage to ask. All right, well, next time we will be talking about the next point, and express thankfulness to God. That's the next point. All right, well, hope you have an amazing rest of your week, and we will talk to you soon.